welcome back to podKast with a K. I'm your host Carla with a K, and we are joined here tonight on this fine Sunday evening by Yessi, Yami, and Mo. You are listening to 90.1 WECS FM, and what's up, guys?
Hello.
Into the mics.
I said hi too.
Hello.
There we go. All right. So, you've met these kids before. We're back at it, and we have some very musical topics, which is fitting because today was the school's concert, and Mo and I have recently gone to concerts, and Yami went to one over the summer, and Yessi went to one during last year. And coincidentally enough, we all got to see our favorite artists, which is pretty dope, if I do say so myself.
Life-changing.
Very much so. So, Yami, who did you see and when?
I went to go see BTS in May, right after school was over, and it was the best night of my entire life.
Yessi?
I saw Bad Bunny in April, I think. I'm not too sure.
Mo?
I think it was March. Yeah.
I went to go see 5 Seconds of Summer last night.
And I saw Bastille on Friday night. Had y'all seen your favorite artist perform before?
Never.
No.
Had y'all been to other concerts for other artists before?
Yes,
Yeah.
actually.
No.
I went to one my freshman year. Went to go see Demi Lovato with all my friends.
Did you like Demi Lovato, or did you just go because your friends were going?
You know, I wasn't even going to go because I didn't really like her. But someone dropped out and they were like, do you want the ticket? And I was like, a free ticket, why not?
Oh, well.
So,
Nice.
yeah, because I really like her.
Oh, thesis.
Okay.
What about y'all?
Yes. But I don't think it counts.
Who'd you go see?
Little Baby whenever he came to the school. But that was it.
Yummy?
No, because there was no artist that I'd be willing to spend money on that, like, I would want to go see until BTS. And, like, the timing was perfect and, like, the price was, decent. And
Yeah.
I don't know. It just felt right. So BTS was my first concert.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it was nice standing outside of it.
Yeah. You guys should have paid to be
Well,
inside.
elaborate on that for our listeners who don't know.
Me and Yami and our friends Joanna and
Fernanda.
Fernie, we're driving down home, and so we stayed a day extra just so that we could take Yami to the concert, and we kind of drove around New Jersey for a little bit while she was at her concert, and then we were parked outside of the concert venue for an hour, and we got to see the fireworks and got to hear all the screaming fans.
Was Yami one of the screaming fans?
Of course.
Probably. I
Probably
lost
the
my
loudest
voice.
one.
Yeah.
Could you pick her voice out in the crowd?
Yeah.
I feel like you probably could have.
If you tried hard enough.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we're going to play a song for each of us for the artist that we went to see. And I guess afterwards and in between or whatever, however this format of the show works, we will discuss the music, the artist,
little music
the concert.
analysis.
Yeah, basically. All right. So first up, we will be hearing Doom Days by Bastille, who officially have my heart entirely. So this is that. That was Doom Days by Bastille, which
that
is
was really good.
I really like that.
one of my favorite songs at the moment. I'm glad you guys did.
It was like a nice little bop.
Yeah, so that's the title track of their album, and it's also the title of their tour. And the way they describe their album is as an apocalyptic party soundtrack.
Wait, I really like that.
Yes.
May I add something?
You
You know how
may.
you were talking about the concert you went to today?
Mm-hmm.
There's a girl on my Snapchat right now selling the jacket that a Boogie had on tonight.
Oh my
Wait,
goodness.
that's like the
Like
one
his
he was
actual
wearing?
jacket?
Yeah. I don't know how she got it, but she's
So-
like on my Snapchat selling it.
Interesting. Boogie with the Hoodie was today's guest,
like-
and it appears that this is legit ? Because that was not a jacket that they were selling at the merch table.
No, he just like I guess had it on and like
Threw it into the
like,
crowd.
out or something.
Yeah,
That's
I left at the end of the last song because I didn't want to get trampled. Because there's people leaving, there's people
Right.
working load out, so I was like, I got a show to do myself, so I'm
Hey,
gonna
I'm
get
head
out.
out.
I'm gonna head out. But yeah, so I saw Bastille and it was glorious. It was everything I hoped it would be. I got floor tickets. I was like 3 people from the barricade, so I had a really good spot.
You took their pictures. They were
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah.
I got a really good position, and I made a point to take live photos. That way, like if I wanted to hear it, I could just like you do the live photo thing where you click and hold it, and it still has audio recorded. Because like if I take videos, I'm gonna run out of storage. I'm just gonna be watching the concert through my phone. And as you heard in this song, the last line is, "I put my phone down and fall into the night with you." And so I took pictures during the show until they played this song, until that line, and I put my phone up for the rest of the concert.
I did the same thing. Yeah. There's a difference between like looking at it through your phone
Yeah.
and actually.
And I thought it would be poetic
Yeah.
to like
Yeah.
put my phone down as the song,
I
whatever.
did that whenever I saw Bad Bunny and when I would hear his like my favorite songs.
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
him.
My favorite part about it though is if you watch it, but then, like in between songs a bit, I guess to get like a little bit of a break, they have like a little talking.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
little
and
segment, I guess, and that was my favorite part because then it's like
you kind of just get to see who they are as people.
besides
And it's like not on interviews either. It's just unscripted. They have no one to answer to.
and it's the cutest thing I think.
It's amazing.
So that was because I wasn't really or didn't film as much until they got there because then I feel like I can listen to their songs all they want or
Yeah.
all I want and like listen to the live version, like the different versions they have, but like those little moments where
Right.
it's totally kind of like unscripted is the best thing.
Of course. It's amazing. Like the vibe is like dependent on how the artist interacts with the audience, because there are some artists that are just there to perform and go home, right? They're here to collect a check. But then there's others that like as big or as small as they are, like you can tell that they genuinely care about the connection that they have to their fans, or like not that they owe them anything, but just like the expectations that they have to meet as artists, but also because artists are a part of the listeners' lives, because everyone feels like they know their favorite artist, right? You keep up with their lives because they live their life online and in the public eye, but they don't know you. And I feel like that's what concerts are for, right? Obviously VIP tickets and meet and greets, but like during the show, like those little talking moments, they get to like talk to the audience. And I love whenever they respond to what people yell back. That's always a cool thing.
Okay, little side piece. When we were there, they kept referring to us as like, like, hey, Mohegan Sun, because Mohegan Sun was the like arena they were
I
at.
also saw my band at Mohegan.
And they would be like, yeah, like, hey, Mohegan Sun. And then after a while, they were like, or do you guys prefer Connecticut? And they would be like, they were like, how's everyone tonight? Connecticut. And then they based like which got more response, and Connecticut got more response. And I was like,
can I just say I felt so weird cheering for Connecticut because I'm not
that's
from
what I'm
CT.
saying.
See, I like because at the Bad Bunny one, he did it by like country. So he'd be like, if you're from Puerto Rico, yell. If you're from Mexico, or he said a bunch of like Latin American countries and stuff, and then also the U.S., which I thought was like nice.
That's dope.
Yes. So
Know
I
your
enjoyed it.
audience.
Yes.
BTS has this little moment called Army Time, because Army is the name of their fan base,
Mhm.
and so that's when everybody puts their phone down, and we have these like kind of glow sticks that every fandom has in the K-pop community, and BTS is like the shape of a circle, and it has like little figures inside, and so during Army Time, everybody puts their phone down and takes out the glow stick, and then when you walk into the venue, because I went to go see them at Citi Field, which is like a huge stadium, and they give you like this like poster that you're supposed to hang up, and it has the most beautiful quote on it. And so during that time, obviously because of the language barrier, they have a translator, but some of them like genuinely try to speak to you in English, and they tell you like how much they love you and how happy they are to be there. And most of the times like fans are yelling at them like, oh, I love you and this and that, and they just blush because they're like they're not used to like receiving so much love, so they just like blush, and they're so cute. I love them.
Stop.
We love to hear it.
Love it.
Yeah.
So pure.
It's so cool to see bands you like in person. I'm like, in my personal experience, I was upset because I never got to see Bieber, and I was big into Bieber as a child. And then Arizona is another band I like, and I have actually been following them since before they were a band, because I used to follow the guitarist because he was friends with a YouTuber I used to watch, and then through him, the other guys in the band, because they were all friends. And like as they started growing, like they played in my state like 2 or 3 times for like $15-$20, and I didn't get to see them because either I got sick or the person I was gonna go with got sick, or like I don't know, something always has come up, and I'm so upset because now they're getting big. They opened for Panic at the Disco on their previous tour.
Fun story about Panic at the Disco. Okay,
Yes.
well, not really fun. So they came to PNC like a couple years in a row.
Raleigh, yes.
It's like this
PNC
big arena in Raleigh.
Yeah.
And they came to PNC like 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
And I always was gonna buy tickets because it always was either on my birthday
Mhm.
or around my birthday, but I never could go see them.
Ugh, it's
So-
awful, bro.
Sad boy hours.
Sad boy hours. Like,
Not yet.
yeah, before this, the only artist I'd seen that I was like into enough to like be hyped about a concert, I got to see Hunter Hayes because he played at HPU.
Oh my god.
And my friend went to HPU, so I got to go like as her +1 because they do that for
HPU.
free. And then I saw Skillet at Winter Jam, and that was cool because I was into Skillet like in middle high school, so it was a good time for me to see them as well.
I almost saw Shawn Mendes.
Really?
Like, I was so close. We
Oh,
had
I
like
remember
floor
that.
tickets. But my friend flaked on me, and that ended our friendship because I was like, you don't mess. No, yeah.
Wait, so like she offered you floor tickets?
No,
or?
it was a guy.
Oh.
It was my childhood. Childhood friend, and we had already like been having problems.
Uh-huh.
But like I told him how like big it was for me to like go see Shawn Mendes, and like
Yeah.
I love this man, this and that, and like we were ready, and I was gonna like sell him the money to buy the
Mhm.
tickets, and then literally 2 days before the concert, he's like, "Hey, I'm not going anymore," and I was like,
Wow.
and so I
Fake.
asked for my money back, and I was like, you know what? I don't think this is gonna work out anymore.
That is awful.
A friend
Something
breakup.
that significant.
Well, there were other factors to it, but
I mean, yes, but like
But this is the final straw.
that one is also like there's a monetary transaction. Like,
well, yeah. Well, I mean, this is
To add
extra,
insult to
but it's
injury.
like, yeah. No, like there was this girl who didn't like me, and so they were dating at the time. So the girl asked him choose between me and her, and he picked her.
Mm.
And so then I was like, interesting.
Toxic.
Yeah. So yeah. Sad story.
The worst.
Damn. Wow.
You know what I'm talking about.
Music really be like that, huh?
Yeah.
That's
it did.
tragic.
How unfortunate.
Very much so.
But I guess-
What were you saying?
I was gonna say, well, I guess we could just kind of say that I guess music is that important that it can break up friendships.
Oof.
Yes.
Very true. Well, any thoughts on music and concerts and such? Jessica?
I like them. I like the
Thank
vibe.
you for that astute commentary.
I think it just really depends on the artist and how they perform and stuff, because like personally I really really enjoyed how Bad Bunny performed, and like all his what's it called,
Visuals.
his visuals and stuff. I liked it so much that I'm even going again.
Yeah.
Wow, it's almost kind of like that's what people do when they like an artist.
But usually they don't pay to go to the same show twice.
Some people do. It depends
some
how much.
don't. But that's what I'm saying. That's how much I like them.
The pictures you got
Maybe
from the
even
Bad
love?
Bunny concert
Even
high
love.
key convinced me that this is a show I need to see, because I didn't used to listen to Bad Bunny until like I met all y'all that listen to Bad Bunny, and I was never like, I'm not gonna pay for a concert. Do I look? Especially for an artist I'm not like obsessed with, right? But your pictures of the visuals, as someone that wants to get into production and like visual media and all that stuff, I was like, dude, that's insane, because it was just him on a stage and everything was just light,
Yeah.
right? Projections.
Mhm.
That's mad dope.
It also helped the stage he had, because it was just like
Like the platform.
it was just a platform, like a box, right?
Yeah.
But then from that, like all the visuals came, so he was like on it.
Yeah,
And it
there
was,
was
like,
one
as
set I
opposed to
think
it
that had
being
with like
around.
clouds, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that
and
one
that
was
looked
really
really cool because he sat down for that song,
Oh,
and so it looked like he was floating on clouds.
that's really cool.
And yeah, it was really nice. And then he barely ever had like performers next to him.
Yeah, it was just it was literally his show.
Yeah, I
love
like that.
That's very different from like the show that I went to go see, because like obviously it's a band of 7 boys, but like they
There's, like,
had
backup dancers, right?
they had a lot of backup dancers, both from Korea and from New Jersey,
Mm-hmm.
and they had all these props and all these cool lights, and at one point Jungkook was like flying around the stadium, and like the color of the glow sticks matches the songs, so it looks like a universe.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and so like as the song changes and the lights change, so do the glow sticks. So it's really, really cool. So it's both like an interaction between the fans and the artist, and then they have like a lot of lights, and it's just like it's funny because from where I was seeing them, like you could see them on stage, but you could also see them on like on the big screen because it was a stadium.
Oh, wow.
And like, and it, I don't know, it was just. I feel like every performer just has something that fits with who they are.
Yeah.
And if it's like a group, it does more things that go cohesive with each other. And then
Yes.
when it's like a solo artist, they know what works for them and like the concept behind their album.
Well, I was just wondering, like, doesn't it? I feel like wouldn't it distract from like the artist though? Because I feel like if I have a ton of things going on, that I'm like all over the place. Like, did it not feel overwhelming?
Well, there's 7 members, so in general, you can't turn your
Focus
eyes
on
in
just
7
one.
different
Mhm.
directions. So you kind of have to choose who you're gonna look at. And so for me, most of the time, I was either looking at Suga, RM, or Jungkook, and usually they would always hang out on the sides. Because it was a huge venue, and on the other side would be the other members, and like during the intro song, they had these huge like jaguar statues that they danced around in this huge table, and then throughout one of their other songs, they had bouncy houses, so they were just like bouncing around.
Really?
Yeah.
What on earth? Like on the stage?
Yeah, on the
That's
stage, we're just
crazy.
That's how I'm
around.
trying to live.
Yeah, and so like it wasn't distracting because it went with the theme they had, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that makes more sense. I don't know. I
I
felt
mean,
like
have you seen their music videos?
no.
The production value of
Really
everything
listen
that they do is high
It's
key,
crazy.
like
You would expect the
insane.
same from their concerts.
Yeah,
Oh, I mean, I guess that makes sense then. If that's
Yeah.
kind of like what their
that's kind of
their thing is, and if they make it like to each theme, then that makes
Yeah.
more sense then. Yeah.
They really do the most, though.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But
they
I'm
do.
looking forward to see how Bad Bunny's next concert is going to look, since it's a different venue and it seems to be like a smaller venue.
Yeah.
So we'll see how he uses the stage.
We better get tickets.
yeah.
Shoot.
What concert, huh?
What? Huh?
Who's performing?
Who's performing?
What?
We don't
Bad Bunny.
speak.
Oh, you mean the bunnies that hop around outside? Yeah, just go look at them.
Stop.
Oh,
I went to
they're so
Boston
cute.
and we found a bunny that was on the like in a little park because they have like little parks kind of like in the middle of the city,
Mm-hmm.
and it like someone had run it over or something. Its
Oh my God,
leg,
that's tragic.
its leg was like
My God.
it was like half of its leg was
Where has this conversation turned?
I don't know.
'Cause you said a bunny, and I remembered.
Bad Bunny?
I remembered the
What's his
bunny.
real name? Benito, right?
Benito.
Benito. He's really funny on Twitter. Like, I really like sharing his
hilarious.
things.
He is
Like,
really
he's
funny.
sapping one second, and then the other second, he's like, I don't need you.
Yeah.
No, stop. He posted something the other day.
I like that he
think, or
tweets his own
something.
lyrics, too.
Yeah.
And it cracked me up because he was,
I thought-
ya me estoy pues poniendo viejo or something.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like,
He's getting fat and old.
Whenever I
I
first
was
saw
like, my
his
boy, no.
Whenever I first saw his account, I didn't want to follow it because I thought it was a fan account.
Yeah.
And I realized it's his actual account, and I was like, okay, he stands himself.
They
Love
do.
that.
High
Love
key.
On, but okay.
Did you? He's so cool though, because he like cares a lot about his island. I was gonna say country. Because he like stopped like all his concerts and all that just to go and like protest with them whenever they were protesting against the governor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
He's
I feel
staying.
like a lot of, I don't know. There's like many artists that wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I have a lot of
Mhm.
respect for artists that use
Yeah.
their platform to
Mhm.
do
For
good.
something good.
Like, everyone likes to say, oh, it's not their responsibility. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's not their obligation, but
they
it's-
have a big audience. Use it to
And
help
They have
people
influence
like you. You know.
mainly.
and that's something that's important too. Like, people who are influential, like, there's a word for that. They are influencers now. They literally influence the hordes, and it's just like,
Yeah.
if you can do something, because otherwise, why are you doing it? You know?
Mhm.
One artist that comes to mind is, even though I don't really particularly like her, is Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
When she started coming out as saying, like, actually vote, like, do this, do
Yeah.
that. And it was huge because even though I don't agree with what, like, she sings about half the time,
Mhm.
I do like how she's unapologetically herself. And
Yeah.
she, like, came out and was like, you know, you may not like me, but at the end of the day, these are political issues that are affecting our lives, and you have to, like, take a stand. Because for many years, she chose not to say
Yeah,
anything
and
regarding
that's
many topics.
a big thing with a lot of artists. They don't want to, like, they'd be like, oh, well, I just don't think it's my place to guide
Yeah.
all these people towards this decision. And I'm like, if you care about something, and if you care about the well-being of others, and you think that your decision is the correct one, what's holding you back? Unless you
Exactly.
are purposefully voting a certain way that you know
Yeah.
isn't going to benefit everyone.
Yeah, I feel like there comes a privilege with that, though. Like, you're so privileged that you feel like,
That you
oh,
feel like you're above it.
yeah,
'cause it
or that
doesn't
somebody
affect
else
you
will take
anymore.
care of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
who was it? I think it was A$AP Rocky. Whenever he got put into jail,
And
and then people brought back that comment he made a while ago where they were talking about police brutality, and he mentioned that it didn't affect him, so he wasn't going to talk about it because he lives in Beverly
Yeah, he
Hills
said
or
something about,
something,
like-
somewhere like, you know, an area that's protected, and
Right.
and then people brought that back up. They're like, oh, well, I don't know what it's like to be put in jail in this foreign country, so I can't
Yeah.
help.
People threw that way back in his face.
Yeah. And it all goes back to that conversation about separating the artist from
The music.
the music. And
Mega throwback
yeah.
to this show's own content. Wow.
I'd be listening.
I mean,
Yeah, I feel like
I,
you can't really different.
yeah,
Like,
there's
you can't pick and choose.
because that's still if it's an artist, their music is such a big part of who they are that like you cannot separate the essence of them from a song. Like I don't understand how people can be just like, oh yeah, just like keep them separate, because it's not at all. It's
Or like Chris Brown. Like I really don't understand people can support Chris Brown.
I don't know why he's still a thing.
Exactly.
Like literally why.
I'm like, why? Like, and people are like, well, you know, it was a long time. Oh, that doesn't excuse
it doesn't
him.
change.
And also, it doesn't seem like he was very
sorry.
Yeah, like and he said it was
remorseful.
Yeah, remorseful. That's the word I was looking for. It doesn't seem like he felt any like genuine emotion towards it, other than dang, this is gonna tank my career.
And he still like follows her around.
Based off his actions,
he,
even now.
He also like recently I was reading like he commented like some flirty.
He did on her Instagram.
Was it emojis or
I
don't know, some flirty comments under her picture, and then people like came for him because they were like,
you don't.
Why are you still here?
Exactly.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, they were talking about how like he still was trying to be like manipulative, even like
yeah,
after everything that's happened.
And then like there's other artists that have tried to defend him, like saying that it was a while ago, that he's learned, that he's changed, and I'm like, we don't know that. We don't live in your bubble. Like, make that clear to your audience if you really feel like you can repent for what you've done and
Wasn't
take
Bieber
what comes
one of
with it.
them?
Yeah, Bieber was, because Bieber had a track with him like early into his career, and so he kind of
those good old days.
next to you, right? Yeah, and so he was kind of a mentor of sorts for him in the music industry and bringing him into it. And so Bieber is, if anything, he's loyal, like, to the people he backs. He's backing them 100%. And I hated seeing that, because it's like, I mean, you might be right, but we don't know that until Chris Brown himself proves that. Like, my viewpoint is still, if a song is on, I'm gonna change it.
Exactly.
He doesn't get my streams.
Just like how we didn't know when that was going on, that it was going on until after, you know, it got too far.
Yeah.
So we don't know if he's still doing it and just hiding it really well.
Yeah.
Or,
It's just like, and it's like when you are in the public eye and people suspect you of something, just, I don't know, it doesn't take very much to be transparent, you know? And there is no happy medium. Like, you can't win. Like, people will say something regardless, but like, I feel like you could always just make it clear that you're trying to be a good person.
Yeah, and I feel like his actions just haven't really like shown that. I guess he wasn't remorseful after the fact, and he's still kind of like inserting himself in he's inserting himself into situations
like,
that he doesn't need to be anymore. Yeah, he's kind of like, you know, like, I can still do something. Like, I'm not going anywhere. Like, I'm gonna constantly be a part of your life.
There were some heavy Kanye vibes from that too, because Kanye West is another artist. I mean, obviously we've talked about him before. That's where the whole art conversation started. But as you can tell by Yami's sigh,
I don't like
him either.
And see, it's just,
I just don't like the Kardashians either.
Oh yes,
but throw that in there as well.
I concur. But like, it's just, I don't know, artists get a reputation for themselves, and then they go and like do something a little bit out of character, whether it's good or bad, and people are like quick to react, right? And then everyone's like, oh, you guys are just saying stuff because you've never heard someone be so real. And it's like, no, dude, it's just, we never expected that from this particular artist. And then after it blows over and the artist is like, oh yeah, you know, I probably should have said that different. But anyway, back to me saying the exact same thing all over again.
Yeah, it's like, one thing that comes to mind when I think of Kanye is when he said that slavery was a choice.
Yeah.
I remember reading that and I was like,
you can't.
How?
Yes.
And when
he explained it too. It's
let
just
me
like,
sign up for
and when his wife was like, oh, that's just how he thinks. He's always getting attacked. I'm like, dude, pick up a history book. Like, what is wrong with him? What is wrong with you?
He was talking about how, like, they could have just all gotten together and revolted or something. And I'm like, you realize that's what people have tried to do, and people die for doing
You realize
that.
they literally took any kind of weapon away from them so that they could be in control.
They were slaughtered.
Pay attention in your history classes, kids.
Oh,
All right, we are reaching the halfway point of the show. So since we have 4 songs to get through, we've only done 1. Let's do a song. Mo, what is your song?
Why Won't You Love Me?
Yes, continue.
Oh, by 5 Sauce. Sorry, I had to think about that for a second.
Can't tell if that's a title or she's just putting that out there.
She said it before.
At
5 Seconds of Summer. Why? All right, here's Why Won't You Love Me by 5 Seconds of Summer. You looked like you were having so much fun at that concert.
I was. Look, I mean, literally, it was a Chainsmoker concert. 5 Seconds of Summer was just opening for them. So I just literally went for them to open.
So it's funny that you should mention that, because before the school's concert, I was invited, as you know, as well as a bunch of other people, to hang with Boogie's tour manager. and he was talking about the Chainsmokers show and how their visuals for this year's tour are insane. Like their setup, their lighting, everything, their sets. And I was just like, dude, I was just at that arena yesterday and I had the thought, I was like, oh, Chainsmokers haven't put out new music. Their show's probably not going to be very like.
No, yeah, I
anything.
was told that the Chainsmokers know how to put on a show.
Yeah.
Not that I don't trust that, but
Yeah.
how could you outperform 5 seconds?
So it's so funny that like, oh, okay, sure. No, but it's funny that that series of events has happened because I was like, dude, I could have like gone to that show instead of this one, and I could have seen that type of show instead of this one. But like, it's cool to see people do their work and be good at it, especially because, you know, stuff that I'm trying to get into.
Yeah.
All right.
Looks like you could really do some cool stuff.
Yeah,
on the
there's a
weekend.
lot to do.
Okay, so my Bitmoji.
Oh,
So one time, Monica and I were driving by, I think the textile thing. Here
Yes, the
in-
textile museum.
here in Willimantic.
Mhm.
And I remember just like pointing at him like, oh, that building looks really nice. Like I love the architecture of it. And that was it. And then ever since then, that's where my Bitmoji has been chilling. Like literally anytime that I'm in my dorm, like she's just over there in that museum. And one time we went to the Third Thursday thing. And when we were walking by, I remember just getting spooked because like some people were walking around in costumes and just like telling like horror stories. And so I Googled the museum that they were talking about, and it was a textile museum. And so then I was like, maybe it's a sign. Maybe I should just pay a visit.
oh my goodness.
Maybe there's
Go
something
rescue
waiting for
your
you there.
Bitmoji. Yeah, her Bitmoji.
My Bitmoji's waiting for me there.
Go bring her home.
Bring her home.
I wish there was a way to reset your GPS because that is mad freaky.
Yeah.
That would be
I-
so this generation for instead of you to get haunted, your Bitmoji does.
I definitely think we should go pay a visit then.
I definitely do not.
No, I saw it today and on Snapchat, and I would not like to go there ever because
It's a
our
pretty
friend,
building.
Yeah, but our friend was there. I guess they're having like a Halloween thing, and there's clowns, and it looks
Oh,
creepy.
yeah, I
We
think I
must
saw
do
that.
it.
No,
Oh, terrifying. Let's not.
Let's
clowns are
do.
weird.
Clowns are bizarre.
Yummy.
I think as a kid, I used to be scared of clowns, and then now as an adult, I also still don't like clowns, but for different reasons. Because when you're a kid, it's just like, oh no, scary thing I don't know. Now it's just like, bro, clowns are wearing all that like disguises and costumes, and like
What are
you
they
can't see
hiding?
who they are, how
Yeah.
tall, what shape, their face. You can't see
What are
anything.
they hiding?
What if there's
Exactly.
not even anybody there?
It's just a floating clothes
Yep.
and a wig.
Yep.
Floating
Mm.
clothes.
Yes, a floating clothes, a solitary floating clothes. That is what I said.
I said what I mean.
I said
I
what I
meant what I
said.
said.
I mean what I said. Yami.
Yes.
Let's do a song by your boys.
Yes, please.
All right, so what are we listening to next?
So we're listening to Lights by BTS. So they're a Korean boy band, but they're singing this song in Japanese.
Any
And it-
particular reason why?
Love that.
Oh, because they try to reach out to their fans in Japan as well, because that's another big market for South Korea.
Mm-hmm.
And the message to the song, okay, so they created a video game, and they created a soundtrack to the game as well, and this was one of the songs that played. And this song was just like an I love you to the fans, and like talking about self-confidence and about self-love, but it's in Japanese, so you have to like read the subtitles unless you understand Japanese. And it's so beautiful, just like their voices, just mesmerizing.
All right, let's hear that for ourselves, shall we?
Yeah.
This is Lights by BTS.
Girl.
That was Lights by BTS.
Yes. Thank you.
Really
for
good song.
liking the
I like the vibe of it.
What is it
Thanks.
about again?
What? I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. What?
What's it about?
Oh, okay. So basically, it's talking about how you have to be your own lights and like not depend on others for like happiness or for love, and that there are days where you're gonna be down and sad, but you remember that like you're your light.
I like it.
That's
Such
cute.
a nice
I love
philosophy to
that.
have in life.
Yes. Yes. We stand.
Unfortunately, we lost a light in the world recently. Jose, iconic, the
Rest in
Prince of
peace.
Song, as he has been so deemed, has passed away, sadly. And for, you know, us, we're all Mexican. For Mexican culture, he was iconic. He was legendary. He really kind of like was very influential for music. And, you know, shouts out to the man who is
Yeah.
now another light in the sky.
A lot of people, like very much so in the country in Mexico, like it's been showing how much they're mourning him and stuff. I was talking to somebody earlier about something they were doing for him at the like
In el Zócalo.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, a bunch of
That's what
people
he
were
was
like
telling me about.
congregating, just like
Yeah.
listening to his music, kind of just like having the city's tribute to him in Mexico City.
And we
Like
see
with
it,
Jenny
like,
Rivera.
I feel like sadly though, we see just how much of an impact an artist is after they're gone,
Yeah,
because like it was the same with when Selena passed away, or well, was killed,
yeah,
and then also Jenny Rivera when she died.
right.
It's just like it really shows how much of an impact they have on people. But it is sad that it has to, like, it's not until after they pass away.
Don't know what you got till it's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's usually how it. I feel like that's usually how it is with like influential people. Until they're gone, you don't know like truly the impact that they had
Yeah.
Yeah,
on their audience, the world type of thing.
right.
I feel like
I mean, with anything really, I guess,
Mhm.
because also like in normal lives and stuff.
yeah.
With like maybe a family member or friend or something,
Mm-hmm.
you feel it. Yeah, I guess you get to see how much you really appreciate someone.
Yeah. I had a death in the family this summer,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just kind of like it was very heavy, and it just kind of made me realize how you never really know when the last time you'll speak to someone is.
Yeah.
So I get these sudden like bursts throughout the day of like letting people know how much I love and appreciate them. So
Mhm.
randomly throughout the day, like some friends, like maybe one day it's another friend and another day it's another one, they just get random messages like, hey, I appreciate you and I love you and I'm glad you're in my life. And then they're
Right.
like, what's wrong with you? Like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm just letting you know how much I appreciate you, because like you never know when your last moments with them might be.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's a good way to live life.
Yeah.
Just unapologetically and genuinely and open-heartedly.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
But yeah, it's also crazy how much music is a part of the culture too. And like, I mean, with BTS, of course, like
Mhm.
that's what the world knows of South Korea for, is K-pop.
Mhm.
And BTS is huge for that. I mean, even Bieber has been like a cultural icon, like him or not. Like everyone knows
Yeah.
his name, everyone knows his vibe. This kid's Canadian and he's huge all over the world.
It's so
Yeah.
sad how he like kind of disappeared off, and like you could see it coming from like his early age when he was like, I don't like the media, this and
Yeah.
Yeah,
that.
he started really, really young.
Because
Yeah.
people
he also,
started
like down
resent-
spiraled.
Well, because people
For a
started
good minute.
resenting him and hating on him for when
For no
he was like
reason.
13 or 14. Yeah, for no
Yeah.
reason. They were just like, oh, this kid's doing pop music in 2010.
Not in
How
my
dare
house.
he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like very much bullied. I guess bullied
Yeah.
Yeah.
by
As a
the
kid.
public and
Other artists.
Yes.
other artists.
Which
Yeah.
sucked
I think that's
because
the worst.
I remember seeing like artists that he'd mentioned he looked up to kind of like just dismiss him as just
Yeah.
another child that wasn't going to go anywhere. And like his name became the biggest. And so imagine feeling that sort of resentment from
At
someone you
such a
admired.
young age
and
too.
then like also like the artist's audience as well are gonna come after you.
Yeah.
Because,
Exactly.
they said, oh, like I don't
Blindly
really,
following them,
yeah, don't really like him. Like I don't know about him, and so then you've got like even more people like,
He made
audience members.
Post too talking about that, how he went from being the world's like most famous artist to the world's most hated artist, and like how he was so young that's
yeah.
basically why he acted
Isn't he
out how he
literally
did.
the most hated video or like the most
Yeah,
disliked
Baby's
video?
the most disliked video
Yeah,
on
too.
YouTube.
someone on like some weird side of the internet decided, hey, let's tank Bieber's likes and dislikes, and so it's just like that,
Wow.
Balance the likes and dislikes. Haha, JK.
and then they take them and all. But I mean, he still has the views. He still got paid.
Yeah, he still has the
Sometimes-
shmoney.
The own like fan bases can be the most toxic to these artists though.
Haley Atwell of Agent Carter, she actually deactivated her social media for a while because the fans were way too obsessive for her likes.
Yeah.
They like wanted to be a part of her life so bad, and they like always demanded her attention. Like she
Rami
said that
Malek.
Rami
Oh
Malek
my
said
god,
that
he's
one,
such a
yeah.
nugget. Well, I also saw that one of the I don't remember her name or know it, but one of the actresses from the 13 Reasons Why, she also like deactivated and like deleted everything because people didn't like her own character on the show.
Yeah,
That she
a show about
that-
like not bullying. or
yeah,
something.
and like they didn't like her character, so they came at her instead.
right.
Which
Yeah, people don't know.
makes
Sometimes
no sense. Like that's obviously not. She's playing someone.
people sometimes don't know how to like differentiate the character from like the actual person.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess that also goes back to the if
But
the
I-
music can be separate from the artist.
Yeah, but sometimes I feel like you have to like, I don't know what type of mentality you have to just genuinely hate someone. Like, how can you in your heart have hate towards people and
Yeah.
like post it on the
People you
internet?
don't even know, like
Exactly,
personally.
or like or like when Bieber started dating Selena, like they just started trashing her. I'm like,
Yeah.
bro, she hasn't done
And
anything wrong.
Right
Yeah.
now with Haley, like I've like read
Yeah.
articles about it. Like people literally come at her for like having
Anything.
married Bieber,
Yeah.
and it's just ridiculous because, I mean, as much as you may love like an artist and like think you know them as much or like
Yeah.
whatever,
Never gonna date
like,
them.
well, yeah. First of all, you're never gonna date them, but the chances of you meeting them and like actually forming a connection with them,
Right.
like that's.
I think
really-
the Haley thing was also too because
Yeah.
it seemed like it was out of nowhere because
Yeah,
his
true.
entire relationship with her was out of the public eye, which is
Yeah.
understandable after how everyone treated him and Selena,
Selena.
and then the Selena and the Weekend thing, and then
Mm.
the like back and forth between
Good
everyone.
album though.
Y'all see
Yeah.
his new hair
Fantastic
though?
album.
Oh, no, we're
no.
not talking about that.
The El fin de semana.
Wait, but something that went back to like people thinking they're gonna fall in love with the artist. Do you know Wattpad?
What bad?
And people used to write stupid fan fictions
Yeah, people used to write.
about how like you'll meet your favorite artist and like you'll fall in love when you make eye contact.
Not
with
gonna
them on
lie, I was
stage.
waiting for my Wattpad moment at the 5 Seconds of Summer concert.
For him to look you in the eyes.
And
I
say,
am
oh, she's the one for me.
Upset that thanks to you guys and my sister, I even know what Wattpad is.
I too am upset.
You can never go back.
You grew up
Once
with it,
you
didn't
know.
you?
Ow, yes, I did.
I would like
Okay,
the
but-
audience to know Yami's been bullying me this whole time.
Okay, but like to be fair though, like some people from Wattpad get like published and like
Aren't
have
they
Yeah.
making
actual
about Harry
books.
Styles based on some random fan?
The
Okay,
book was actually
yeah.
really good. The movie was just horrible.
Okay, yeah, I didn't watch it, but like
Wait, it already happened?
Yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah.
it
movie
happened
came
a
out.
while ago.
It was so bad. They changed the plot, and like the whole reason it worked out was one because it was Harry Styles, and like the way that it was written, the actor was just so emotionless, and it was like
Ew, I hate that.
it's just porn. That's basically what it was.
Oh,
There it is.
Interesting, very interesting. So yeah,
Wasn't it like the people who worked on 50 Shades of Grey also
Into the mic.
like worked on that?
I don't know.
wait, what?
What is
No?
happening?
Okay, maybe never mind.
I
Never
genuinely
mind.
don't
This
know.
conversation really got away from us. I
Yeah,
think.
no, this is not a story that I ever kept up with at all. So
Yeah.
like, this is
No, okay,
been
but
in-
I just wanted to get a good word out there about Wattpad because
Oh.
a lot of those people end up published. So like, go them living their best.
But at
lives.
what cost?
What do you mean?
The entire rest of the site that is Wattpad.
Oh, and then
Oh.
they buy the book, so
mean-
the author no longer has the rights to do anything else
That's,
with
I mean,
it.
that's how
Whack.
that works. Though you sell the rights to your stories, and then production companies get them.
Yeah, but then like something with like the Game of Thrones thing, like people were really upset. Like the author was upset because he
I'm
said he
upset.
couldn't, he lost inspiration because of the show and so forth.
Something like that. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he couldn't keep because the series. What I find
yeah.
a little
you
bit
give up
odd
the
is that
right
the
to creative
series.
control.
Well, the series isn't even done, but they've already finished the like TV show.
Yeah. Well, that also has to do with whether the show stays greenlit or not, like the production.
Fair, but like, it just makes me mad because like they've taken something that he made and then
But I mean, to be fair,
Ugh.
like they know what they're giving up when they give it up.
Yeah,
And they're
you
not
have
giving
to-
it up for free. They're
You-
giving up.
I feel
big
like you should be able to
compensation.
like
It depends
compromise
on
or-
your contract. Like Daniel Handler / Lemony Snicket for the Netflix thing, he made sure that he was like involved somewhat in the process. He wasn't in charge by any means, but he was still like consultant
have some
on the
input
show.
into it.
Same as
because-
J.K. Rowling and Harry
True.
Potter and everything.
It all
creative
depends
baby.
on- yeah, but it depends on like when you sign the contract.
like
if
they
you
say-
don't put it into the contract, then
Yeah,
you know.
it's like
you're
they
not
say
having
everyone has
control.
a price, so it's just
Yeah.
like how much do you value your work, and is it
Oof.
something that you're willing to give up just for a paycheck?
I mean, if you regret it afterwards, oh well. It's in
Yeah,
contract.
it's in
you can't
writing.
break
You
it.
signed it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's okay. Yeah. True. Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like even if you do sign a contract, the author should always have some sort of input into it because after all,
I feel like
Yeah,
I feel like the most
that's
authentic version of it will be the author's.
That's why you just, if you listeners
ideas.
are an author or something, just like be careful what you do with the rights to your work, and even your life story. Say you do something really cool, and the news is like, "Hey, let me have the rights so we can make a documentary." You don't get to publish that story ever again because it's no longer
That
it's
yours.
not
happens
yours
to me.
anymore.
Yeah, in Atlanta, they were writing a book called
Hello?
The Green Life. On the,
You still have the rights to your life story?
No, I opted out of the book because we were told that we were gonna tell our stories, like how we migrated to this country and so forth. And I was just super excited about the project. And then they changed my story in the rough draft of the book.
Because they ghostwrite it for you.
Yeah, they changed the story, and I was like, this isn't like what happened. Like, I don't want to publish this. And they're like, well, you already signed this paper, this and that. And I'm like, I want nothing to do with this if I'm not able to tell my story. And so like I opted it out, but it was just horrible. It's kind of like they tell you one thing just to get like a yes out of you, and then like they go behind your back and like twist it around. And you're
People
like, nah.
chase two things: clout and money.
The media does it too, on like magazines and stuff like magazines and things like that.
Yeah,
they will twist artists' words. That's why sometimes you hear, like Justin Bieber said this and this from a unknown source.
Yeah, context is important.
Yeah.
I just remember that John Mulaney scene where it's like they call Tiger Woods a bozo and he asks where they get that source from. Sorry, I just kept running through my head right now.
What did Tiger Woods' wife say? Kick it, bozo.
Oh my goodness. John Mulaney.
If y'all haven't watched John Mulaney, go watch John Mulaney right now.
If you take
know.
anything from tonight's episode of the podcast with a K.
Watch
that-
John Mulaney.
He's
All right.
Although white boyfriends don't like John Mulaney is what I've learned.
What?
Okay, my boyfriend doesn't like John Mulaney, and then I've asked some other friends who also have white boyfriends, and they also don't like John Mulaney.
John Mulaney is a white
So,
boy.
I think they feel threatened by him. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but
John Mulaney, square up, bro.
I don't.
6
We'll
foot
have
tall
a discussion
Q-tip.
after this podcast, but I don't think it's because of that, Mo.
Oh, and I don't know. I found it funny that this is just a little theme that I've found.
What, Yummy?
No, like maybe it's like because he like. Okay, what I like about John Mulaney is that he finds a way to tell a joke in a way that like it's.
Oh, you mean as a comedian?
Yeah, but some comedians don't do it well, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like they can take a joke, but then they make it too personal, and you're like, you have to
Got
find
you.
the line between
Okay.
comedian like being funny and being offensive.
Okay.
And John Mulaney like knows how to do that, and that's why I
Right.
support him. But
love him.
I do feel like he has more of a liberal mindset.
Oh yeah.
So
Mm.
yeah,
We're
Perhaps.
saying
I don't know-
Josh
I
is
don't
racist.
White
question
boys.
mark?
no,
He can't be
no,
racist if
no.
he's dating a Mexican.
Oh,
No, I'm making
Another-
a joke.
okay.
Like, you know, when people are like,
We'll be back next.
we gotta go.
To discuss this.
Our time is drawing to a close, though. So, Yessi, you are our closing song. What are we listening to next?
We're listening to a new it's not too new, but it's a song that came out in August.
That's fairly new.
Yeah, fairly new with Bad Bunny. It's called Subiendo de Rango.
Subimos de Rango.
Subimos.
And this is by...
You don't even know the name.
All right, Subimos de Rango, Omi de Oro, Bad Bunny, and Shooter Ledo. So, here, y'all go this. All right, that was Subimos de Rango by Omi de Oro, Bad Bunny, and Shooter Ledo. Closing thoughts and statements, kids?
Music. You should listen to it.
I think it.
wow.
Wow.
What a hot take from a radio station.
Wow. I don't know. I feel like music can just bring. It's just a beautiful thing, and it can just bring people together. And I don't know. Like
Yes.
I hadn't heard the Doomsday song
Doomsday.
from Bastille, but now I just added it to my playlist. Like I love it.
My babies.
Oh, love that.
Let me just go into the whole Bastille thing, all right? Pompeii came out in 2013. That was the song that everyone knows by them, right?
Wait, how does it go? Oh yes.
Okay, that one. So I got that song, the album from my friend Rachel in high school, and I like immediately fell in love, and I was like, oh, cool, dope. And then they didn't do anything. Then I think they put out another album. Cool, dope. They put that album out. None of those songs really like went like radio big. Like I don't think I ever heard anything from the second album on the radio station. Then nothing, right? Then Happier
Radio
put them
silence.
back on, huh?
Nothing. Radio silence.
Oh yeah, and then Happier put them back on the charts, bro. Billboard charting artist with Marshmello like for weeks. I think they broke some sort of records for it too, and that was really cool because they put out an album in June, which is Doomsday, and it was really really good timing because I was like, oh cool. And then we actually got sent Doomsday here at the radio station over the summer, but it's on the rotation now. So if you tune into the station during regular non-show hours, you might hear some of Bastille. But like tickets were mad cheap. I was kind of shook. I wasn't complaining, but
How much did everybody pay for their tickets? Can we just discuss
I
that?
paid $60 for floor tickets for Bastille.
Okay.
So it was $91, and then I had a $20 discount.
Whoa.
So it ended up being $71 to
Did you use the David promo code I told you?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
Okay, because I couldn't figure out how to use that, and so then I just went on SeatGeek, and they were like,
That's where David.
That's
where you
that's
use
what everyone
David's
uses
promo
their
code.
"Oh, I tried to use it there, and it wouldn't let me."
You can use David
I just
at
promo
SeatGeek,
code
or you can use Jeff.
Or you can use
Oh.
promo code Phil.
Well, I
David.
spun a little wheel, and it gave me a code that said Jack.
Who's Jack?
Who's Jack?
I don't know, but it said Jack 20. Well, actually, it was Jack 20, and then it subtracted
That made me think
$20.
about Jack in the Box. You know, the little thing that you turn and it's just like, Jack.
And yeah, so I paid $71, which I think was pretty good because I bought it the day before the
I
concert.
can't believe you paid full concert tickets just for the opener.
Honestly, props to you. Mo.
You know,
Props to
I would
you.
have done that
When
for
you-
Arizona, though.
When you love them enough, you know.
Are you gonna go see them at Jingle Ball?
I'm gonna go see them whenever I can. Don't care how much money it'll cost.
Yessi?
I think they were, I want to say, almost $100.
Ooh.
I don't remember.
How are your seats?
They were hot. The venue wasn't that big, and they were like up high, but you could
Oh.
see him really well.
I love
Yeah, your
that.
pictures were good. And that must have been really cool for the set with the clouds.
Yeah, it was a nice view from up top because the venue was like small but high, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. So like, yeah, we were far from him, but even if you were on the ground, you weren't gonna be able to get near him anyway. So.
Gotcha.
But it's like a really nice view. Like
It is a
being
nice
able
view.
to see. That's because
Yeah.
I really appreciated that.
You're usually like 100 feet from the stage anyway, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they had offered me to go on the floor, but I said no because like I was in the middle section, so not the one at the very top. But then like you can see everyone because I feel like when you're on the floor, first of
have to
all,
look up.
if you're short, like
Unless
me,
you're at the front, it's really just.
yeah, I feel like you could like really easily just get lost in the crowd instead of like being able to focus on the
Yeah.
artist themselves or
Right.
you know whoever else is up there.
I want to justify my purchase because
It's gonna be some exorbitant prices.
they were at Citi Field in New Jersey, and it was a huge stadium. And
show. Ooh.
yeah, it was one of the biggest shows in the last show in the U.S. So I was like, I have to go see it, and it was like an impulsive decision. And I put it on my credit card, you know, and it was $140, and it was like medium seats. But I used the promo code David on SeatGeek, and I got $20 off. So I paid $120.
I like how we went in like increasing prices.
I mean,
Mine
to
was
be
like-
fair, like they're international.
Yeah, they are
so
international.
Yeah,
they're not
They're not
Bastille is
very
from the
often.
UK.
No.
Five Sauce is from Australia.
Yeah, but they're here often.
Yeah, like Five
BTS
Sauce spends a lot
isn't.
of time in the U.S.
Yeah.
Don't they live in like
They
LA?
Okay, I got you.
no, they
live
they
here
still
all the
live in
time.
like Australia, but like they do spend a lot of their time here
Yeah.
because well, I guess it's
There we
just
go.
mainly
Yeah.
because a lot of their fans are based
Promotion.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more common for those two bands to
And
be here
BTS
than
has like
BTS.
recently blown up globally.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, they're brand new
And
or
they're
not brand
not-
new.
They're
but
not new, but
They're
like,
not new,
They're new
but-
to
No,
the
but, like,
worldwide
mainstream
touring,
media.
right?
like world big
Yeah,
international.
They haven't toured in the States before, have they?
they have. When they first like.
Arenas, though, not
Yeah,
stadiums.
they got like small arenas,
Yeah.
and then they did. This was their first stadium tour, and one of the members, because South Korea is mandatory 2-year service.
Oh, that's
One
right.
of the members, Jin, has to go serve. So like
Sad.
this year,
Sad
their
that
this
was-
tour might be their last tour together. So
Yeah.
you best
Aw.
believe I'm gonna pay to go see them.
Of course.
Sad.
Yeah, it is sad.
All right.
But
Well,
I was gonna say I literally would have sold an arm or something to go see them. So like
yeah.
you don't need to justify your actions.
I will. If Bastille ever comes in my area again, I will pay to see them. If I ever actually get the chance to
That's
see Arizona,
that
I'll
meet
see
and
them.
greet.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
That meet and greet.
Oh my God, always. I feel like that's actually worth it. But anyway, shout out to anyone listening at these late hours of the night. I know my parents usually listen to the show. I know our friends listen to the show. And shout out to Yessi's brother, Moises. He's cool. He sends me memes now.
Like any good,
Like any good
Like
brother.
Right? Yeah.
you know, relationship.
And chicken. I'm sure he's asleep, but still,
He's not.
I chicken.
Mini
Oh.
shout out to you, boy.
He's playing Roblox.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, everyone. You've been listening to 90.1 WBCS FM. This has been podKast with a K, and this is Carla with a K signing off. We'll see y'all next week at the same time on the same station with new nonsense and a new guest. Have a great week.